I'm Margie Remmers-Davis, and I am the founder and CEO of Acadian Accounting Education. And this is the weekly live stream that we have inside our free Facebook group every week, every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So, let me just check. Okay, I've got to keep an eye on the participants. We've got all of this. As I mentioned last week, we are right at the cap of our Zoom attendees. So if you have an automatic note taker, then we might kick the note taker out because to free up a seat. If sometimes our numbers are a little lower. I think because it's summer and everyone wants to be at the pool, me included. So anyway, so we have this live stream every Friday Eastern Time at 11 a.m. Eastern Time inside our free Facebook group. I wanted to mention though, however, I'm going to Alaska. So here is the story. Next week. Robert is welcome. First time. Excellent. Somebody else said, oh, Misty, this is your first time too, but it shows that you're human. So that's good. I'm definitely human. No plans in changing that anytime soon. So, anyway, I wanted to just talk schedule. So next week, I'm actually going to be at a training in Canada. And so next week my plan was to pre-record it. But I might actually go live just like crazy early in the morning. So, I'm at this thing. There is the event portion on Friday starts at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. 6:30 a.m. Pacific Time. So I'm thinking I might still be like up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I might actually go live at like 3 o'clock in the morning, only because I don't want to cancel it because it's the last day of our drawing. So for those of you who are new, this month we are dubbing Just Get It Done June, and we are having a contest it's a drawing for anybody who gets certified using Acadian materials, anyone who gets their Pro Advisor certifications in the month of June. So if you, again, this is using our Acadian materials. If you get your level 1, level 2, and or payroll certifications, then you can enter the drawing. And I think I forgot to give Joel the link to the contest. Maybe I did. But anyway, yes, I will mention. Okay, Lindsay's got it in the chat. So for those of you who want to find out more details about the contest, it's level 1, level 2, and payroll. And recertification does not count. This is for your initial certification. You must be using our materials. If you purchased our materials prior to May 30th, so 30 days ago, 21 days ago, if you purchased our materials prior to and you get certified in the month of June, you get 1 entry into the drawing. If you purchased your materials in the month of June, and get certified in June, then you get 5 times the entries. Okay, so we've got the link in there. Oh, dang it! I got to figure out why that keeps happening. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, so we've got the link there to enter, and I'm going to go ahead and do this drawing first. Oh, and I wanted to talk about next week. So next week, it'll be like pre-recorded, or it'll be at like a crazy early time. But I will be on camera next Friday for you I'll walk through an exercise, whether I have people here with me or not, and I will do the drawing. Now, by the way, anyone who gets certified in the month of June, like all of those things that I just said, will get a special prize at the end of the month. 100% of the people. So if you entered, make sure you enter. And this does not count for recertification, but everybody is going to get a prize. Okay. So even if you don't win the drawing, by the way, the drawing is for a $500 Visa gift card plus a $250 Acadian coupon. So $750 somebody is going to get right now. And your name is stays in all month. So if you don't win today, like you'll see the names in there from the last 2 weeks, and am I sharing my screen? Okay, good. You'll see it in there the last 2 weeks, all these people from the last 2 weeks, and so they're still in there, except for the people that won. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and add. We've got some great, I'm excited for these people. Like, I'm not going to tell you who, but there's one particular person who is like kicking butt, and I hope that person wins. I'm not going to tell you who, because they're all, I mean, everyone's kicking butt. Okay, we've got Heather Wendell. Heather bought level 1 on June 9th and certified on June 12th. Look at that. Those of you who are new, our companion courses help you get certified super fast. The level 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Level 1 takes about 5 hours. The advanced or level 2 takes about 8 hours, and then payroll takes about between 3 and 4 hours. So you can get certified really fast, as Heather shows. Okay, next person is Connie. And I don't know who of these people are on with us today, but you don't have to be present to win. All right, because I know it's Friday and it's like lunchtime and some people have jobs. Reventlow. So Connie purchased the course on May 26th and got certified on June 13th. We have Rick Hernandez. I did see Rick in the chat. Rick is here today. Hernandez. Rick purchased on May 19th and got certified on June 5th. Wahoo. We have Kim Garrett. Kim purchased a course on May 24th and got certified on June 1st. Then we have Annabelle Johnson. Listen to Annabelle's story. Annabelle purchased all three courses on February 26th of 2024. So over a year ago. Now, when I see this on somebody's record, I think, oh, well, that they must just be recertifying, which doesn't count. But no, Annabelle went through and she was kicking butt. She got her level 1 on June 1st. She got her level 2 on June 8th. So that gets her another entry. And she got her payroll on June 16th. Look at that. Like, Annabelle is kicking butt. Okay, next one is Sharon Bailey. Sharon purchased her course on May 27th and got certified on June 16th. Then we have Rachel. I don't know if you're here today. I wondered how to pronounce this. Brady. I'm going to say it's Brady. Rachel got, she purchased the course on June 8th and got certified on June 17th. So she gets 5 entries. Come on. 5. Okay. And let's see. Then we have, I don't know how to pronounce this, Mufan Udosen. Mufan purchased on May 24th and got certified on June 17th. We have Tia Harley. Tia purchased on May 29th and got certified on June 8th. Then we have Kim Garrett, who previously was entered for level 1, and now she's entered again for level 2. So Kim Garrett gets another entry. She purchased on May 24th, got level 2 on June 17th. She got her level 1 on June 1st. So very cool. Rick Hernandez, you're in here again. Rick Hernandez. Nope, Hernandez. Rick Hernandez. Level 2. So previously the other entry was level 1. Let's see, where'd it go? Purchased on May 15th, level 1 on June 5th. And now this is level 2, which he got on June 18th. So Rick is in there again. And then we have James Staffkey. James, this one is a payroll certification. So James got April, he purchased on April 29th and got payroll certified on June 17th. Then we have Dorothy Winchell. Dorothy, this is a level 2 certification. She purchased on May 23rd and got certified on June 19th. Then we have Brian, I think that's an A. I don't know if you're here, Brian. Brian Avery purchased level 1 on June 12th and got certified June 19th. So Brian gets 5 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go Brian. Then we have Patricia Pasco. This is level 2. She purchased it on June 10th and got certified on June 20th. So 10 days for level 2, guys. All right, Patricia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally, Susan Mal, I can't read my own handwriting. Malhorn, I think that's right. Level 2, purchased on May 24th, got certified on June 20th. So woohoo, guys. Like that, I am just so proud of all of you guys who are getting it done. Getting it done. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to see who is about to win $750. Are we ready? All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my gosh! Oh! Yay! Rick! Woo! You don't have to be present to win, but I do love it when the people who are present do win. So that is awesome. So Rick, I am going to remove just that one entry, but you're still in there because you have multiple entries, so you still could win it. Didn't I see? I swear I saw Rick on here earlier. Yeah, there it is. Rick Hernandez. All right. Excellent. All right, so our team will be in touch, and you can go and do that. All right, so let's talk about why we're here today. As I mentioned, oh wait, I forgot to tell you about the other travel. Okay, so this Friday, it's going to be some kind of early thing, and there will be a drawing, all of that stuff. Then the following Friday is July 4th. There will be no call on July 4th. And then the week after that, that's when I'm going to be on my cruise. And so Lindsay is going to be here with you, leading you through a level 1 topic. Speaking of level 1 topics, that is what we're doing today, because we are focused on getting it done. We are wanting you to get certified in the month of June. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are, this is the free, this is our live stream free class that we hold every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And it is your spot inside the free Facebook group, which is your spot for hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. Hands-on practice. That's what we do. Hands-on, hands-on, hands-on. We don't believe in just sitting around and watching videos or just sitting around and watching a live stream. We want you to do it hands-on. That's why we provide over 100 free exercises. That's why we get here together on the live stream, where together we're going to walk through an exercise in a scenario so that you actually are learning how to use QuickBooks Online. You cannot learn how to ride a bicycle by watching YouTube video. Okay, you have to actually get on the bike. You actually have to do it. So if you are unfamiliar with QuickBooks Online, if you are barely, I know there's some new people on the call today, but if you are brand new to QBO, you could be just new to the group and not new. If you're brand new to QBO, you don't really know what it's about or how to even get started, then we do provide a free QBO QuickStart course to everyone who joins the locker room. Okay, so when you joined the locker room, we asked you for your email address. One of the reasons is so that we can get you this course. So it was emailed to you. If you cannot find it for some reason, then reach out to us, support@Acadian, that's AKADIAN, and we will take a look. I mean, your email could be bouncing, you could be, maybe you typed in your email address wrong, maybe you unsubscribed from us a long time ago, and if that happens, then we cannot actually send you any emails. So if you cannot find your free course and you would like to use it, I mean, this course teaches you all about how to get your free QBOA account. That's a QuickBooks Online accountant account, how to navigate it, workflows, terminology, and of course you have hands-on practice to actually use it, because that's what we're all about. So also, as a member of the locker room, you get to participate and talk to me and chat in the chatty chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, then come join the party. There's no reason to just sit back and watch on YouTube. Come and join us and participate. Uyi asked earlier about the newsletter. So we also send a newsletter every Friday. It usually comes out at 7 a.m. on Fridays, but we are having trouble with the recording from last night's workshop. Who was here for last night's workshop? It's actually the inspiration for today's lesson. So if you were at the workshop, I think a ton of you were, I had a great time. The problem, we had some technical difficulties last night, and the chat froze, and so I wasn't seeing you, and I wasn't being able to interact with you and talk to you and all of that stuff. So so it was weird. It was just a weird weird night. But we are working on the replay. We're having technical difficulties with the replay. We're wanting to send it out to everybody. So that's what we're working on. Mike has been on with support with the webinar people all morning. So anyway, great. I'm so glad to see so many of you were there. But yes, that's what the holdup is with the newsletter. That's what the holdup is with the recording. And so we're going to get that to you as soon as possible. All right. So as I mentioned, as a member of the locker room, you have access to over 100 free exercises. And people are always asking where they are. So if you go to the featured section, so there's a featured tab here, or you can, there's usually a tile here. If you don't see either of those things, usually on your phone, sometimes you have to go, you have to like click the little hamburger up in the upper left-hand corner to get to the featured section. But you'll notice that there is a post here that says over 100 free exercises. That's how you get to the free, exercises, okay? Also in the featured section, by the way, is our weekly update on what's happening at Acadian. So if you missed the webinar, like that's where you would have found out about, I mean, we emailed about it too, but like that's where you would go to sign up for things and find out like what we're holding, what live events are happening. Speaking of live events, I'm going to be in Seattle on July 1st on my way to Alaska, in between Canada and Alaska. I'm going to be in Seattle, and I really wanted to host a live in-person event. So if you are in the Seattle area, if you know somebody who is, then we'll put the link in the chat. The link is also here in this document. And you can, would love to, let's see. All right, I'm just checking my chat. We would love to have you, okay? So, let's see. So speaking of the exercises, let's go ahead and dive into our exercise, because I always do this. I talk for way too long before we actually get to the meat. But there's so much stuff, and especially today when we've got the newsletter, or we've got the drawing we have to do. So, all right, let's get started, because we're going to talk about this. So, the exercise of the week is actually part of our one of our courses called the QBO Gym Locker Room. It is an opportunity for you to work with a simulated or fictitious business owner. You can work for an entire year. It's for the people who say, well, I got certified, but I don't really feel like I know what I'm doing. Or if you say, gosh, I wish that I could just be an intern for somebody, or I wish I could just shadow somebody, because I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do as a bookkeeper. I know how to click around in QBO, but I don't really know what the day-to-day life is like. Well, that's what the QBO Gym is for, is you get to, for an entire year. It doesn't take a year to get through. It takes about 42 real-time hours. Every month's worth of content takes about 3 or 4 hours to 3 to 4 hours to get through, which is about average if you have like a small client. So, and everything that you do in the QBO Gym feeds through to your Booksmatch profile. So Booksmatch is our proprietary proprietary dashboard, where we keep track of all of the work that you're doing and all of the skills that you're learning and reinforcing. And we have this dashboard that unlocks, and you can actually share this with your prospects, so that they can, see how amazing you are. We have Beverly is pulled up today. I don't know why. Let's see. I don't know if John pulled up Tara. Oh my gosh, Tara. Let me just refresh the screen. I swear Tara is like, top ranked person every week that I check this. I don't know if he remembers to like refresh and grab the most person or the highest ranked person, or maybe Beverly was it. All right, so looks like we're having some issues loading the screen. There we go. All right, William is our number one person today. And so we actually open this up to recruiters, so people who are looking for bookkeepers can come in, and the ranking changes like every minute. At the moment, William is the number one, and so if I just open up William's profile, why is this so slow? I wonder if I'm having wonder if there's residual internet issues from the storm. All right, here we go. So anyway, so this is keeping track, and I'm not going to go into all details because we're already running late. But one of the things that we track is consistency, and so we want to make sure that you are upskilling at least every 2 weeks, and that's why we have an exercise of the week, so that you can always maintain high consistency, because that's the most important thing in your ranking. So the exercise of the week is actually its own course. It's unlocked when you have at least 250 points. I always forget to say that the gym is gamified, so there's bells and whistles and things that you unlock and badges and all this good stuff. And there is this little drawer under here where you click this arrow and you can see how many points you have raked in, I guess, earned. And once you have 250 points, then the exercise of the week unlocks for you. If it's not unlocked or you haven't purchased the gym, that's fine. That's why we're here today. And Joel has already put in the chat the link for today's exercise that we are going to be going over, which is about paying down a credit card. Now, the reason that I chose this today is because this question came up last night. Well, I mean, sort of. So last night, again, a bunch of you were there. I did a workshop on debits and credits. Debits and credits is the number one most requested training from me. And because I can explain it in a way that people suddenly get it, right? They're like, if you have ever struggled with debits and credits, and most people do, then the way that I explain it is usually makes it click for people. So that's why we had this workshop last night, and I would love to do more. Like I was telling my team, like, I could teach debits and credits forever, because I just really enjoy teaching it, because I unlocked it, like I figured it out, and so I just want everybody to know. There have been some questions. There were some requests to do a more advanced version of it, because it's limited time, last night. So I didn't get through even everything that I had prepared to talk about. So we might repeat the one that I did. We might do one that's more advanced. And of course, if you really want a solid foundation, then Bookkeeping Fast Track is our course that teaches bookkeeping like foundations and builds on it. And that's when we really, really, really hammer home debits, credits. So when last night, when we were talking about how the debits and credits are affected when you pay down a credit card, okay? And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at, this is the exercise. It's a very simple exercise, but I always want you to go deeper. I always want you to know. One of the things I mentioned last night is going deeper is how you're going to AI proof yourself. the AI is going to replace you if you only do the surface level, easy peasy stuff. Because that surface level, easy peasy stuff, that's what AI can do, okay? You need to understand the deeper level knowledge so that you can catch AI when it does something wrong, and it does all the time. Okay, all right. So, let's see. All right, Chris says, "Oh, this is so awesome. I'm going to stop my screen share for just a second because Chris, this is such a great comment." So Chris says, going deeper is what I want. I appreciate all that you and your team do to make this possible for all of us. This is gold. Aw, that's awesome. Well, Chris, you are exactly the type of person that we want too, because we want the people who want to go deep, because that's what the world needs. Like, that is the future, is the people that are going deep. So if that's you, then excellent. You are the ones that we want here. Okay, so let's go back to the exercise. The exercise itself is very quick, but we're going to talk, as I said, we're going to go deeper. So if you have the exercises, if you have the gym, if you're subscribed to the gym and you have the exercise of the week unlocked, make sure you use the link like that I just did right here. You want to make sure and use this link because that's the one that's going to give you BooksMatch credit. The link that Joel is giving you in the chat doesn't give you BooksMatch credit. That's for the people who either aren't subscribed to the gym or don't have it unlocked. Okay? All right, so let's walk through it. All right, here's the scenario. Craig has made a $100 payment toward the balance on his MasterCard and would like to record it in QBO. What is the best way for him to do this? Okay, so all of our exercises are, almost all of them are we use QBO's sample company. So the sample company is, you can access it from your QBOA account by clicking the gear icon, which you can't really see right here, and then selecting sample company. Or we have created a quick link for you if you just type acadian.com/QBOA, and Joel will put that in the chat also. So you can hit acadian.qbo or acadian.com/QBOA, and you'll have to do this robot check. Oh my gosh, guys, I had to do a robot check the other day. I swear it was like 12 times. I think last week I complained about having to do a robot check and it was like 5 times, but then this was like double the amount. Like, it's crazy. It's making me wonder if I am actually a robot because it took so many times. Okay. Okay. Charlene, I will answer that question at the end. Remind me to come back, okay, after we've done the exercise. Okay, so here we are in the sample company, and so here I am in my exercise, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and get started with the exercise. For a non-accountant user, the best way to do this is to use the pay down credit card feature in QuickBooks Online. By the way, did I mention that this is a topic that's tested on the level 1 certification? So those of you who are still pursuing that level 1, make sure you pay attention because we are talking about it. Okay, so you'll notice that on this exercise, if I hover over, I've got this little Star Trek badge there, and let me back up. All of our exercises we use a software called Scribe, and Scribe provides a Google Chrome extension it's called, if I go to, so you just go to your, this little puzzle piece here, and then manage extensions, and go to the Chrome Web Store, and you can get this Google Chrome extension called Scribe, AI Documentations, SOPs, and Screenshots, okay? So if you have that loaded, and so if you have that extension, you have it loaded, then when you hover your cursor over the little white, it's the little white ones, okay? So go to the first white one, the little Star Trek badge, and yes, Lindsay Roberts says she'll never look at it the same again. Then when you click that, magic happens, and boom, it is, you get to see the exercise and the sample company side by side. If you need help doing everything I just described, Joel put a link in the chat that tells you how to do what I just said, which is to install the Google Chrome extension and then click the button and all of that. Now, in that exercise that Joel just posted, it used to be that the very first one had the words guide me, and now the last couple of weeks, they took that away, and now it's just the little Star Trek thing. So, okay. All right, so now we're gonna follow along the exercise. Okay, so here we are on step 2. So we're gonna click the plus new button and select pay down credit card. So plus new, we're gonna go to pay down credit card. All right, so this little tool was created a couple of years ago, specifically for business owners to record this process themselves, and so it just kind of guides them through it. So which credit card did you pay? We're going to select MasterCard. There is a field here that is optional, that's payee. So if that were the case, you could just put in like the bank name that you're paying. So, but it's not really necessary. You can just leave it. Okay. So we're gonna say that we paid $100. Okay. Now the date of the payment would be obviously the date that you made the payment. As a reminder, when we're in QuickBooks Online, we are not actually doing the thing. So this is not actually paying the credit card bill. This is recording that you paid the credit card, okay? All right, so whatever date you paid that, what did you use to make this payment? We're gonna say, so which account did you use? So it says select bank account. We paid it from the checking account. Now here is the question that came up last night, because the scenario we were saying last night was, I had said you paid it with a check, and when I did the exercise, I didn't check this little box, and somebody said, why didn't you check the box? Because I wasn't paying attention. That was not the focus. The focus of the exercise was the resulting debits and credits, not the how to use this tool. So you could check the box and then enter the check number if you used a check to pay for it, or if you're planning to use a check, then you can say you want to print this later. So that's what that does right there. QBO does have this feature where you can use it to print checks, okay? And if you're writing checks, it is actually kind of cool, and you can do like you can get special checks that you need printed, and then it will print it all out. We actually, in the gym, we actually walk you through how to do that if you ever needed to do it. But these days, you know, very rarely are people paying with a check. All right, let me see. Question, is it advised, so Uyi is asking, is it advised or necessary to set up the bank as a vendor to keep track of the small interest payments? Is there a scenario where it is valuable for the payee to be used in the pay down credit card window? So the first question for the small interest payments, I usually, I think that I usually do that yes, if you are paying interest, then you want to have the credit card company set up as a vendor, because you're going to use an expense transaction to do that. If you, with the other half of your question, is there a scenario where it's valuable? I don't know that there is a scenario. Maybe there is, but I have not played with this enough to know whether there's any value to using this. Somebody else has a question. Okay, I'll answer that question. Keep track of the questions that you're coming through so we can do it again. On the live stream or on the webinar, I have somebody who goes through, there's thousands of, I don't know how many we had last night. I think we had 600 people on the call last night, and the chat just goes so fast. So I actually have somebody going through the chat, and they put them in a different document for me, and that way they don't get lost. I might have to start doing that with the weekly live streams too, because I get lost in all of that. Okay. All right, let's see. And so for pay down credit card, you could also, add stuff here if you wanted to. And I will say, this is something I hammer in Fast Track that is not included in this exercise, because again, this exercise is really just for, this exercise is really just for the test, okay? And the companion guides for the test are just like the bare minimum. This is just the bare minimum of what you need to know in order to pass the test. And so I don't go into a whole lot of detail. But in Fast Track, one of the things I really hammer home is every time you get a credit card statement, before you pay that bill, you need to reconcile that statement. You reconcile that statement to make sure that what you're expecting is what's already on there. So in this, we're just talking about paying down, but in real life, 793 on the webinar last night. Woohoo! All right. So anyway, okay. So this is the end of the exercise. Now, it does say down here, the pay down credit card feature is primarily for non-accountant users. As an accountant user, you would likely just use a transfer transaction to record a credit card payment, as it accomplishes the same thing. Okay. So because I'm extra, so the exercise is done, but just because I'm extra, I want to show you a couple of things. First, I want to show you the debits and credits, because that's what we talked about last night. So in order to do that, we're going to click save here, and I'm actually going to close the exercise, because we're done with the exercise. Woohoo, you did the exercise. Those of you who are in the gym and you need that credit, go back and check the little box that you did it. And now we're going to just spend some time going over some deeper level things. Okay. So what I did was I clicked the save button right here. And now I'm going to click more. And this will show me the transaction journal. So this will show me the debits and credits from what we just did. But before I do that, let's talk through it. In fact, I'm going to stop my screen share. Okay, so let's talk through it. And I don't have any notes or whiteboard or anything. I did buy an iPad yesterday, or a day before yesterday, because I thought I was going to use an iPad for the call last night, but I could not figure it out. So I don't know. I don't have a whiteboard. I don't have anything set up. I just want to talk through it. Okay, so the credit card is a liability. Liabilities, I'm going to test you guys. Okay, What side of the seesaw do liabilities live on? I will wait. On the right side. Excellent. Good job. So it is a liability. It lives on the right side. Okay? We paid off the credit card. So is there more liability or less liability? Less liability. Exactly. And when the number goes down and it lives on the right-hand side, what do we do with it? Where does it go? Debit. Exactly. It goes on the left-hand side. Okay? Now, we paid that credit card with the money from the checking account. The checking account is what? Where does it live on the seesaw? It's an asset, yes, and it lives on the left-hand side. It lives on the debit side. Is there more money or less money in that checking account after we've paid off the credit card? There's less money, okay? And when something lives on the left side and there's now less money, where does it go? It goes on the credit side, on the right side. Okay, so this is what we were talking about last night. This is one of those crisscrossy things, is that we have an asset, which normally lives on the left. This is a checking account, but now we're going to see it on the right. And we have a credit card, which is a liability, so it normally lives on the left, on the right, but there's less, so now it's going to be on the left-hand side. Okay, so if we check the transaction, oh, I just got to share my screen again. Hold on. So let's go back to what we were doing. Okay, so now if I select this transaction journal, we should be able to see exactly that. Okay, checking, which is the asset, there's less in it, so it's on the credit side. And the MasterCard is, there's less in it, and so it's on the debit side. Okay. All right. Looks like you got it. All right. So, so that's how we would do it if it were when we use the pay down credit card. Now, we could accomplish the same thing using a transfer. Okay, so let's pay. So we're going to hit plus new and we're going to do a transfer, because we're really just transferring money from one bank to another bank, you know, one of our accounts to another account. Okay, so we could accomplish the same thing by just saying we're going to transfer funds from the checking account to the MasterCard, and we're going to say, let's say we did $100 last time. Let's say we do $99. That way we can keep them straight. Okay. Now if I'm transferring, notice I don't have an option. I don't have an option to record a check. Okay. So if I paid it with a check, can't use a transfer. Okay. Or I mean, all right, I could and just record it in the memo, for example, if I wanted to, but really this transfer is for inside your bank. Like if you assume that you have them at the same account, when transferring money from checking to savings, never use the transfer for just moving like balance sheet accounts around. Okay, we talked last night about, you know, journal entries. You never want to use a transfer to, or last night we talked about how money moves from like accounts payable. When you pay a bill, it moves from accounts payable to suddenly I can't talk. I do this every week. You would think that I would be able to talk. Money comes out of accounts payable when you pay the bill. Okay? So anyway, so this is a transfer, and it's going to accomplish the same thing. Now, we don't have a save button on a transfer, so we're just going to hit save and close. And the way that we're going to find that transfer, there's a number of ways we could do it, but let's just go to the register for the checking account. So I'm going to go to the chart of accounts and hit view register on the checking account. Close my pop-ups. Okay, here's my credit card payment. Here's my transfer. If I click on this and go to edit, now I can look at the transaction journal, and I can, oops, refresh. There we go. And now we see exactly the same thing. Lynette says, when don't you use a transfer? Don't use a transfer when the accounts are not at an institution. So if you are just trying to move money on your balance sheet, for example, don't use a transfer for that. Transfers should be at an institution where you're going to check them off on a statement, for example. Okay. Aw, Deb. Okay. All right. So that is a transfer. And then I mentioned a bill. So it could be that you get the credit card bill, and then you pay the credit card bill. Okay. You could do it that way. So if you receive the bill, this is what you would do. You would use this, for example, if you're not ready to pay. That's the whole point of a bill. The whole point of a bill is when you're not yet ready to pay it. Okay, and that happens with credit card bills. You get the bill, you're like, oh, I'm going to wait and I'm going to pay this at my next whatever trigger. Okay, so we could create a bill to pay the credit card. Okay, so who was asking earlier about, I think it was Uyi, about putting the bank in as a vendor? This is when you would do it. Okay, so I would have to say who my vendor is for MasterCard. It's usually like the bank, right? So even though the card is held at a bank, so you would put, whatever the bank is. All right. And well, this is tricky. What is the category if we're going to pay? What is the category if we are putting it in as a bill? What do you guys think? What is the category if you're putting it in as a bill? Deb says accounts payable. Keisha says MasterCard. Michelle says MasterCard liability account. Rick says, I agree. Who do you agree with? Bank charges, liabilities, bank fees. All right, well, Anna and June, this is not a bank fee because this is an amount that bank fees and bank charges are for like overdraft fees. Interest expense or credit card charges. Christy says credit card, it's a liability account. That's what Keisha said too, MasterCard. Let's see. Accounts payable. Short-term liabilities. All right, let's try each of these and see what happens. Okay, so let's see, let me go back to who was like the first one. Okay, all right. So C Shine says accounts payable. We've got several people who say it should be accounts payable. Okay, so let's see what happens if we put in accounts payable. Now, as a reminder, you've already added every single one of those credit cards charges have already been added separately. Okay, so they've all been added separately, and they've all increased the liability of the MasterCard account. Okay, so let's see what happens if we say accounts payable and let's see, pay off credit card. And I don't know, we'll say it's $500. Okay, so I'm going to save this. You can't use an accounts payable account on the detail portion of a bill. Okay, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Still not sure why I would use a bill to do this for. Oh, the reason we're setting up a bill is because we have not yet paid the credit card. Is we're putting this in and then later we're going to pay it. That's why. Michelle, exactly. Bills already are posted to accounts payable. Okay, good. Excellent. All right, so let's see. What else? What are some other guesses we have? Let's see. Accounts payable. All right. So Keisha and a number of other people said MasterCard. Okay. So let's put MasterCard, pay off credit card. Let's see what happens when we click save. Okay. So what would we expect to see on the transaction journal? Let's see. Bills are already posted. Yep. Charlene says because this was why didn't it work before? And Charlene says because accounts payable is an account in the chart of accounts. That is not true. All of the ones here are accounts from the chart of accounts. So that's not why it didn't work. The reason it didn't work is because of what we were saying before. Bills already add to accounts payable. All right, so let's see. Is this bill optional or we should be doing? No, this is not what you should be doing. This is just an optional thing. We're just playing around and having fun and looking at different ways to pay credit card bills. Okay. All right, credits. All right, Michelle says credit to accounts payable, debit to MasterCard. Okay, so let's see. So the accounts payable, what type of account is accounts payable? What type of account is accounts payable? Right, it's a liability account. Good. And what type of account is MasterCard? Well, it's also a liability, so I won't be able to see if you are, which one you're answering, okay? So which one is credited and which one is debited, okay? So which one gets to stay on the right-hand side and which one has to move over to the left-hand side? MasterCard vendor, yep. Lynette says credit card stays. Accounts, and Randy says accounts payable is credited. All right, so let's think this through. Is there going to be less liability or more liability once we less MasterCard or more MasterCard once we pay this? There's going to be less. Excellent. So because there's less, it's going to be on the credit side. Is there going to be more accounts payable or less accounts payable once we create this bill? There's going to be more. Exactly. Good. So let's click Save. And then we're going to click More and check the transaction journal. I don't know why I keep having a refresh. Here we go. Okay. So accounts payable, there's more accounts. It lives on the right. There's more. The MasterCard there's more. It's on the right, but there's less there. So it's on the left here. I want to make sure you're all with me. There is actually no change in total liabilities. Bingo, Randy. Randy wins the prize. Good job. Yes, there's actually, the total liability actually does not change. It's just where the money is sitting in, which account the money is sitting in. Good job. Okay, so now let's pay off this bill. So we're going to go to Pay Bills. And here is our MasterCard bill. Okay. I am going to say save and close because I can't do a save and I can't check the transaction. I know. Lynette says she loves paying off credit cards. Me too. I love paying off all debt. Okay. All right. So we have, oops, I forgot to select the account. Checking account. All right. We're going to hit save and close because I can't check there. All right. And now let's take a look at, let's go to the balance sheet. See, this is why it's so good to come to the live stream. Like, you guys, everyone gets if you are subscribed to the gym, you get the exercise of the week and you can just do it on your own time. But if you do it on the live stream, we do all this fun extra stuff. Oh, guys, if you were on the call last night, this happened on the call too. Is that we now have this new AI-powered insights that we can use. And I haven't played around with it yet. I don't know anything about it. So, but yeah, we might have a call just dedicated. If it keeps showing up in the sample company, like if this is going to be a regular thing, for me it has come and gone. But if this is going to be a regular thing, then we'll have a call just dedicated to that. All right, so let's take a look at our accounts payable right here. Yeah, should we just click this? What time is it? It's 12:08. We've got time. Let's just click this button and see what happens. Oh! Accounting agent, oh, what happened? Accounting agent review just now. Accounts payable has gone up. It is accounts payable in May of 2025 was 308% more, $1,210 more than April 12th. So our accounts payable has gone up significantly. Since when? Since May 1st. So April 1st, and then it went up May 1st, and then today is the same. Interesting. Was this helpful? I don't know. I don't think it was that helpful. Interesting. All right. So back to business. We're going to hit the accounts payable. In case for those of you guys who are new, by the way, I forgot to say, for those of you who are brand new, sometimes we talk about things that are way over your head. But I always think that it's important. What I always say is you might not soak everything in, but at least you'll get wet. And so I hope that you've stuck with us, even if this is way over your head, because eventually it'll get in there. You'll get it. Okay, so if you're brand new, you might not know, on any report, you can click the number on the report and you can see the details of that number, where that number came from. All right, so we're going to click accounts payable right here. And this is now for the date range, all of the transactions that went into and out of accounts payable. Okay, so here is the bill to the MasterCard, and then here is the payment on that bill. All right, so enough of that. We went way deeper than the exercise. The exercise, just the regular exercise a week, is just how to use the pay down credit card. If you're doing the level 1 test, you just need to know how to use the pay down credit card, okay? But I just wanted to show you other ways that you could also pay a credit card, okay? All right, let's see. Let me go back to, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I'm gonna go back to the questions before we move on to our marketing prompt. Oh, this is a great question. How is the credit card credit used? So let me share my screen again so you can see. Oops, nope, wrong one. Share that one. Why do I have to click so many buttons? Okay, so, oh. Wait, I just got a message. I think that the replay from last night might be available. Oh, I think he put up something temporary. But the e-webinar, darn it. The replay looks like it's going to be a while, so we might have to extend the sale. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but we might have to. Okay, so sorry, who is it? Heath is asking about the credit card credit, and this is what he is talking about. So in QuickBooks, if you go to Plus New, and you have an option here that says credit card credit. If you return something, if you return an item, then it's not a payment on the bill, but it is money back on that bill, on that. So that's when you would use a credit card credit. Good question. It's not something that we do very often. I mean, we don't talk about it very often. It just happens, and then you're like, oh shoot, how do I figure this out? Okay, let's see. Client, oh, Jen says, client used personal credit card for business expenses. How would you record these expenses? Should I give this answer away? Should I give this answer away? All right. The answer is, I'm trying to decide if that's already if that's a free exercise or if it's one of the exercises you have to pay for. What if we do a whole live stream dedicated to commingling of expenses? There's two different things that we need to talk about. One is when the personal credit card is used for business expenses and when the business expenses were used for personal expenses. So you have to know both of them. Should I just tell you really quick? All right, I'm going to do it because, all right, I'm going to do it. But if there's another question in here that is way deeper, I'm going to, okay, I'm going to share my screen where I'm just going to go this real quick just for you, Jen. All right. Is Jen still covering up my face when I'm a little tiny on the thing? Okay. All right. So all right, now I lost it. Which direction is it? The client used a personal credit card for business expenses. June already gave us the answer. The answer is an owner contribution. So, but you still have to track the thing that the business owner purchased. So let's say that the business owner went to Hicks Hardware and used his personal account, used his personal card to buy something. So you can't have the payment account be his personal credit card. Like, you shouldn't do that. So it's still going to be a checking account. It's still going to be, it doesn't matter what account it is because it's going to zero out, but it's not the payment from there. Okay. So you still have to indicate the thing that he bought, because the thing that he bought is still an expense to the business. So we'll say he bought this thing. So, but how was it bought? It was bought with owner contribution, which is not in the sample company. So I have to create an owner contribution account. Contribution account. Oh, my gosh, I can't spell. Okay. And it is an equity account. Okay. And it is owner's equity. And I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to subtract how much he paid. Okay. So it's still an expense to the business. So this account is still, oh, let's look at the transaction journal. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to click more and transaction journal. And you're going to see, so this is still an expense to the business. So that is added to that account on the debit side. Expenses are on the debit side. And it's also credited to the owner contribution, which is an equity account, which is on the right side. So there's more in there and more in there. Okay, so now, and notice the checking account has a zero balance. So when you reconcile the checking account, you're going to see this little zero, and you're just going to click it so that it goes away. Okay, that was very, very quick. What happened to my, oh, I was getting a message that my mouse was dying, so, and I ignored it. Oh, great, that mouse doesn't work either. Oh, that mouse is not plugged in. That would be why. Okay, there we go. All right, so that is a very, very quick answer to your question outside of the scope of today's lesson, but Jen, just for you. Okay, let's see what else, other questions we have. All right. Chris is asking, so do you break it into two transactions, one showing the money being contributed and one showing the purchase of the expense? Nope, you can do it on the same one, which is what I just did. Yep, so I combined them. All right, let's see what else. Brenda says, yep, QBO Gym and Bookkeeper Fast Track answers those questions. Yep, so those are, yes, so we talk about commingling in both of those. And the cleanup. Almost all of our courses talk about that situation. Okay. All right, so Tara says, I think you should do a live on commingling. So yeah, so maybe we will. A whole live stream on, Chris is also saying, a whole live stream on commingling. Okay, maybe. I mean, it feels like a big deal, but it's really not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. It's just you have to know those two different situations. Is it the business owner paying for, or is it the personal account paying for business expenses, or is it the business account using personal expenses? That's all it is. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm going backwards. Deb says, first check for witnesses before smacking the client for mixing personal and business funds. That is awesome. All right. Jen says, this was, client used personal credit card for business. That was the one we just did just for you. All right, we did credit card credit used. So if, let's see. So if the feed just comes through, oh, Oh, this is a great question. Because, let me see if I can duplicate this on the, in the sample company. I can't remember if this is, okay, I can't remember if we can see this in the bank transactions. Okay. I don't think we have any. All right, I'm just going to say this uncategorized expense, okay? Notice right here, there's an option that says record as credit card payment. That's what you do. You select record as payment, and that happens all the time. All the time we see just things show up as expenses. A business owner just took care of them, or somebody just like took care of them, and now you know you need to know how to record it. So you want to make sure and record it as a credit card payment. Hector Garcia has, if you don't know him, he's like the #1 QBO YouTuber, and he has a big rant against never using record as transfer in the bank feeds situation. You have to go back, and I don't remember his rant. I don't remember all the details, but yeah. So he will say never record as transfer, because I guess you can't undo it. So I haven't played around with it. I don't have strong feelings, but this is the answer to your question. Seashine. All right, let's see. What did I miss? Okay, let's see. There was somebody I said, make sure you come. I will answer your question, make sure I come back to that. Who was it? Okay. Deb says, I have a client who asked me to watch for anomalies in the utilities. That would be helpful. Oh yeah, the AI thing. Good. Lynette says, it could be to the business owner. It might be a flagged inflated operating expenses. Yep. One of the things that we teach you in Fast Track also is, like, in the end of year process, to go through and look for anomalies, to be able to bring them to the business owner, but also to check your work in case, I mean, it's so easy to just add an extra 0 somewhere. So, yeah, so that would be another thing. All right. Chris says, I would love a workshop on the AI. Well, you know, when it gets better, we'll see. All right, let's see. Who was it? Charlene, were you the one that asked a question early on and I said, remind me at the end? Let's see. Okay, now we're working through the exercise. I wish I could star. Oh, I can star. I wonder what that does. What if I star this comment? You guys don't see a difference, but I do. Oh, that is awesome. Maybe that is how I can, in the future, come back to comments. If I just hit that star, but now I can't find the one that I starred. So, all right, let me go back to this. All right. Oh, Charlene was asking about certificates. Okay, wait. Oh, this is, okay, so Anna and Charlene. Okay, here's the one from Anna. I'm a beginner, I have a question. I have a client who has a credit card account and checking account connected in QBO. Excellent. When she pays her credit card, she uses checking account funds and does transfer herself. Okay. I see her payment on the bank feeds since QBO updates all transactions from the bank regularly. Do I still have to do this, or can I just, and I don't know what you mean by this, because if we were talking about like the pay the bill, that was like just a separate thing that we went on to, or can I just do match because I have the option to match both transactions? The answer is match them. So the I'm not, yeah, okay. What was I trying to say? Just match. Okay, so QBO has a feature, and this may be what you're talking about, where it should, if two accounts are both connected to QBO, and there are similar amounts, or like not similar, identical amounts going into one and out of the other, then it will give you a little pop-up that says it looks like these two are synced. And do you want to, do you want to go ahead and sync them? And you can just, if you know that was correct, then you just say yes. So yeah, so definitely, yeah, just match them. I was just going off on a tangent because I'm extra. Okay, let's see. Okay. Seashine says, no, you could record it as a transfer. So you need to record as payoff credit card just to match them. It would be, yes, it would be better for you to have them, have it be a pay down credit card if that's actually what it is. Wait, how do I gotta get off Lindsay's off thing here? Okay, let's see. Ezra is saying, I came in late. Ezra, could you please reiterate the Intuit QBO certifications deadline for us? So I don't know if you're talking about recertification. Recertification deadline is June 30th. So it's coming up. If you do not know whether you need to recertify, you need to recertify if you got your initial certification before October 17th, well, actually before October 18th of 2024. If you got certified, your most recent certification, before that date, you have to recertify between June 30th. If you need help, email us at support. We'll send you like the documentation, like we have a whole blog post that goes into all of the details. There's also a YouTube video of me out there going in through all of the details about recertification. Certification, your initial certification, the deadline is October 31st of September of this year, 2025. If you want to be certified under the current program. If you want to enter the contest, which is the Just Get It Done June, then that is June 30th. Our last drawing will be a week from today. That's the last drawing for the contest. And but you have up until June 30th to get certified and submit your information in order to win. Everybody who does that will get a prize. Okay, but the big drawing prize is next Thursday. The deadline next Thursday at midnight. Okay, I hope that is all of those questions. Now I've been pushing off Charlene's question. Where did it go? About Acadian certificates. So wait, now I have to get Ezra off the screen. Okay, there we go. All right, so people are asking last night too about Acadian certificates. We have something brewing. We have something brewing that is going to be amazing, and Lindsay and I are already working on it, and it is going to be, you are gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We have something brewing that will you will get badges. I don't know. There's just a whole awards tier program that we are developing and working on. At this precise moment in time, there is no certification or badge or anything that comes at the end of Fast Track. There will be an additional module to help you get your Intuit Bookkeeper certification, as I talked, for those of you who were on last night, I talked about how bookkeeping fast track goes into so much more detail. Like, it's not even like the tip of the iceberg. It's like a snowflake on the tip of the iceberg that you have to know for the Intuit bookkeeping certification. Like, it's not even, there is hardly, like, the amount, it's just not, no comparison. How much you learn in fast track versus what you have to know for the Intuit bookkeeping certification. So we are putting together a guide for fast track students to the Intuit bookkeeping certification, so you can go and get that. That is next up on the agenda. We'll have it before the end of July, just because, you know, I'm going to Alaska and Canada and Seattle, Pacific Northwest, all of that stuff. So that puts us a little behind for that. But yes, we have a whole certification and award and badge plans that we are working out. So if you finish fast track and you don't get a certification immediately, don't worry, because there will be something associated with it. Now, here is another thing that's incorporated in that is that just finishing the course is not good enough. Yeah, did you see Lindsay just posted? It's going to be awesome, because yeah, we basically talk about this every week, she and I. But here's the thing though, is that just completing the course is not going to be good enough. You can't just complete the course. Anybody can go through the course and click the buttons and say it's done. We want to make sure that you're good. We want to make sure that you actually know. So we're figuring out, there's going to be we have to figure out like an assessment. As you go through fast track, you're submitting quizzes to us all the time, so we can like pull your quiz results to see how you're doing in that. That's going to be one measurement. Will there be some kind of final assessment? We're still working that out. But anyway, it will not be, just as a brief answer, it will not be I finished the course, I clicked the buttons, and I get a certificate. Maybe we'll give you a certificate of completion. Maybe, Lindsay, that's something we could think about, just a certificate of completion. But if you're going to wear the Acadian name, we want to make sure that you are good, that you're good. Some of you have heard me say, our goal at Acadian is to create bookkeepers who are so good that people refuse to work with anybody else. That are so good that if they don't see that Acadian badge, then they don't even want to work with somebody. That's how good we want you to be. That's how good we need you to be. That's how good the world needs you to be. There are too many bookkeepers out there who are just skimming the surface, who don't actually know what they're doing. Look at all of the cleanup work. I talked about that statistic, 54%. I talked about this last night. There was a study done of accountants of how much their books are ready when it's tax time. 54% of the books that come across their desk need cleanup before they can file taxes. 54%. And guess how many of those businesses have bookkeepers? 100%. 100% of them have somebody, even if it's not like a freelance bookkeeper, like somebody is doing the books at this business. Nobody is just like not doing books at all. So somebody is doing, and they are not doing it right. And this is causing a huge problem. This is causing sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox. Here comes Spicy Margie. This is causing a huge problem in the industry. A huge problem if you cannot see it. Accountants are getting burned out. There is too much work for them. There is too much work for them to do. They are getting burned out. They're leaving the profession in droves. And guess what? Nobody is coming to replace them. Nobody is coming to replace them because they look at that and they're like, well, I don't want that life. I don't want to be burned out all the time. I don't want, So there is a crisis happening in the industry because we do not have enough really good bookkeepers. And as many people are signing up for this course and that course, but I want to be a bookkeeper. It looks easy. I can just make a ton of money and just sit back and sit on the beach and do people's books, right? Like that's what people are trying to sell you, that it's so easy. But the people who the accountants need in order to relieve this burden, they have to be good, because the accountants, even though they're overworked, they're never going to give you work. They're never going to give you this work if you don't know what you're doing, if they can't trust you. Okay, enough. That's my spot. That is my it's my soapbox. Let's talk about marketing prompts. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let me just say. Okay. All right. Charlene, awesome. Yes. Lindsay said. Oh, you guys are so funny. Okay. Sorry, I got my. Okay. Da-da. Da-da-da-da. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat. You guys are so funny. There we go with the teasing again. Yep, we do that. All right. You two and your secrets. Yep. Okay. All right, let's see. Did I miss the marketing prompt? No, I've been up on my soapbox too long. All right. Jill says, I appreciate you wanting us to know. I want to know, or what's the point? Exactly, Jill. Exactly. Let's see. Gretel says, yesterday you mentioned that if we would like to practice shadow or something else, I really would like to practice. I want to start looking for my first client and I need help and build confidence. Okay. Well, shadowing, that's what we have the QBO Gym for, so you can learn more about the QBO Gym. Joel can put that in the link again. You can try out the challenge. I'm not going to go over all the details about that again. That's where you practice. We're going to be talking about your first client in just a second. Yes, Lindsay says you have to be elite to wear the Acadian name. Yes, so we're not going to give you an award just for showing up. Okay, let's see. Now I'm lost. Okay, and let's see. Spicy Margie. Yeah, Spicy Margie sometimes comes out. Brenda says, after going through the Acadian courses, I realized how much those other courses fall short. There are bookkeepers from those other courses who are not equipped to do bookkeeping. Precisely. It's very complex and a huge responsibility. Yes, my business partner goes off. He's like, this is people's livelihoods. We cannot have mediocre bookkeepers messing with people's livelihoods. All right, Charlene says, I ran into those types of bookkeepers when I was working in payroll, and we would find problems with payroll information and what was implemented on our platform. Okay. All right, do I get everything? Okay. All right, so let's get into our marketing prompt. So one of the things that with the gym, when you, where did I go? Where did it go? So one of the things that comes with the QBO Gym, we haven't talked about the QBO Gym really that much today, but the QBO Gym is your that is where you get to work with a fictitious business owner. That's the product that we have where if you really want an internship, shadow somebody, you really want to see what bookkeeping is actually like, that is the QBO Gym. The QBO Gym, you sit down, you like log in, you do your work. You actually, and you're actually doing it. Like, that's what we do here at Acadian, is you actually do it. So you actually process bank fee transactions. You actually send invoices and receive payments. There's something that always, every month, that happens to Craig in his business that you then have to figure out how to record. One of my favorites is that there's a wedding planner who asks him to do the gardening or get the landscaping ready for these 2 different wedding venues, and he wants to compare his profit and loss on these 2 different jobs. And so you learn how to use the projects feature in QuickBooks by doing that. Every month it's something, and one month, by the way, is all about cleanup and deals with how to clean up the commingling, like we talked about. So that's in the gym too. But as you work through the gym, you earn marketing prompts. So every time you get through a section, you unlock marketing prompts for that section. And the reason that the reason this came about is because I just kept hearing people say, I know I need to post on social media, but I don't know what to say. And I thought, how do you not know what to say? You're learning something new every time you log in. And so I finally decided to just put marketing prompts in, here's what you just learned, here's how you can talk about it on social media. So with the gym, you unlock them, but with the exercise of the week, we give you a marketing prompt every week. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see what the marketing prompt is. And Joel he's already put it in the chat. So you've got it in the chat also. Okay. So the marketing prompt this week is QBO Quick Tips. We call them QBO Quick Tips because we want you to post on social media and make yourself demonstrate your expertise. And it says, paying off a credit card? Don't just record it as an expense. Use the pay down credit card tool in QuickBooks. It ensures the payment hits both accounts correctly and keeps your liability balances accurate. A few clicks now can save a lot of cleanup later. So that is the marketing prompt. Joel has also put it in the chat. When I first wrote all of these, here we go. Okay. When I first wrote all of the marketing prompts, let me just say what you can do with that chart, with that link, is that with the prompt, is that you can put it, like a lot of people put it in a little pretty Canva thing to post. You can post it as is on LinkedIn or whatever. You could put it into ChatGPT, write a whole article about it. You could record a video of you using the pay down credit card, just like we did today. You could use my exercise and go and click the buttons and demonstrate. The whole point is for you to demonstrate your expertise and to show that you are that you know what you're doing. Okay, so that when people want to hire a bookkeeper or need help with QBO, they reach out to you. Now, these marketing prompts back in the day, I just wrote them myself. They learned this thing and I just wrote it. But now, a couple months ago, I was like, I wonder how ChatGPT would do with writing these. And so I went into ChatGPT. I gave it a bunch of the marketing prompts that I had written before. I gave it, I just copied the link to the scribe exercise, for each one. And I said, can you write something similar? And it did. And sometimes when it writes them, it's perfect as is, and that's what I use. Sometimes I have to go, that's not quite right. That moment of that's not quite right, okay, that's what you have to develop in yourself. you have to develop, if you're going to work with AI, you have to develop that knowing of what is right, because AI makes mistakes, it hallucinates. I mean, it's really great for some things, but it is not going to replace you if you have that deep knowledge, if you know how it's supposed to be, okay? So that sometimes I have to do little tweaks with it. I can't remember this week what I did, but I have shared with you also in the chat is my conversation with ChatGPT. Like every week I chat with it and I say, you know, here's the new this is the exercise we're going to be doing. Can you write a QBO quick tip? Last week I experimented with having it create an image for the tip. You can go to that link. Joel posted it in the chat. You can see my whole conversation. Now you can have conversations with it also for the ones that that you do. You can see like how it's done. And if you are what is today? So if you are at a stage where you want to start getting clients and you want to start marketing yourself, we teach you how to use those marketing prompts in our Getting Clients cohort. Okay, so the Getting Clients cohort is an opportunity for you to gather with other people who are starting their marketing journey. And it includes an opportunity for you to just like get to know other people and have camaraderie and have encouragement with other people to motivate you to like actually break through. It also includes mindset work. We give you these little challenges where you just do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more to get you outside of your comfort zone. And we actually give you training on marketing, and we hold you accountable to the activities that you need to be doing every day to be successful. And the entire goal of the Getting Clients cohort is for you to land a diagnostic review. Now, we do expect you to know, we can't control whether you're going to actually get the client or not. But we want you to have conversations. My mentor says conversations create cash flow. And that's the whole goal, is for you to have conversations, be able to do a diagnostic review. We teach the diagnostic review process in the cleanup course. So the cleanup course teaches you how to look at a set of books, know what's wrong with it, price your services, and then articulate to the prospect what you found, and explain it to them in a way that is going to make them sign up and not just like get sticker shock, but like understand what needs to be done and why. Okay, so that is that's the diagnostic. That's part of the cleanup course, and then the cleanup course is also like the actual cleanup, the most fastest, easiest, most efficient way to do a cleanup for a client. Okay, so so that's all in the cleanup course. You don't have to have the cleanup course in order to be in the cohort. If you learned from somebody else how to do a diagnostic review, that's fine. If you, I mean, there's YouTube videos, there's other gurus, there's like other ways for you to learn how to do a diagnostic review or a consultation, whatever. But the purpose of the cohort is for you to teach you how to like get in the rhythm, get support, encouragement, and help you get over your stuff in your head. Okay. All right, let me, Christopher says, cohort has been excellent, highly recommend. Brenda says, I'll be signing up for the Getting Clients cohort today. That's excellent, because the cutoff is the 23rd of every month, because there's pre-work that you have to do. So the cohort starts like July 1st or whatever, the first of the month. But there's like prep work that you have to do to get like set up before you're going. So yeah, the 23rd. Chris says, I really appreciate that you show how to work with ChatGPT to develop these marketing prompts. Aw, thank you. Let's see. Gretel says, I'm in Module 5, Accounts Receivable Part 2. There are so many resources that I don't know where to go now that I am almost have the program Fast Track. So there are, I'm pretty sure there's 11 modules in Fast Track. So I think you're only like about halfway done. So you've got a ways to go. But after Fast Track, the next thing is to get practice. The next thing is to get practice in QBO, which is in the gym. And then after that, or I mean, if you already feel comfortable, then after that is cleanup. That's when you then, now you know all the deep levels. So when you go into cleanup, that's going to make it so much, it's cleanup. So many people joined cleanup without being fully prepared because Corey goes really fast. She expects you to already know some things. She already expects you to know like what we cover in Fast Track. All right. Lindsay gave you some advice. Good. All right. I think I've got every. Oh, who's this? What is this happening? This conversation happening. Who's this? Rosie says, I even recommend Acadian to my accounting professor from college so students learn QBO and practice. I'm a senior, so I feel for the youngest ones. That's awesome. Thank you. Getting into, like, I would love to get into schools, but there's so much red tape. There's so much red tape. Alrighty, let's see. Anything else that I missed? Somebody asked me, oh, Iris, excellent. I got the cleanup last year and sold a $2,500 and a $4,000 cleanup. There you go. It's like she just made more than, she just made 3 or 4 times what the cleanup course cost her. So good job, Iris. Somebody asked me, I lost the thread, but somebody asked me where in Alaska I'm going, and the answer is I have no idea. So I'm going on a cruise. I'm going wherever the boat is taking me. And it has been the most beautiful thing because I never take vacations. I am just a workaholic. And I never take vacations. I never like do things just for me. And my friend wanted to go on this cruise and asked me if I would go with her. And I said, absolutely, if you plan everything. She planned everything. She just planned it. We're going with her and her sister. And she said, you have to pick these excursions. And she said, we didn't know what excursions you wanted, so we just picked the ones we wanted and figured that you would come with us. And I'm like, excellent, perfect. That is exactly what I want. I want somebody to just do it all for me. And assuming we're all still friends at the end of it, my plan is to just give her a budget every year and say, let's go, here's a pot of money, and you can just spend it however you want to spend it, and we'll just go someplace fun. So anyway, so I have no idea. I'm going to hop on the boat and I'm going to go. It's Inside Passage, I guess. So I guess it goes like up, I don't know, Sitka, Juneau. I don't know. I have no idea. I literally have no idea. And it is the most beautiful and amazing thing that I have no idea. Okay, let's see. Is the Getting Clients cohort a 1-month course? Yes, it is 1 month of butt kicking. All right, and and every month it is beautiful. Or every month it starts over, so we get a new. If you stay active, I think, Lindsay, this is our new policy, is that if you stay active, if you did all of the things that you're supposed to do, then you get to keep the marketing materials. And if you don't, then you lose the marketing materials. And also, I mentioned this the last couple of weeks, is that we are revamping the whole Getting Clients cohort program. And, you know, I told you that my business partner is like, is very adamant about this. These are people's livelihoods, and we cannot put out bookkeepers that are mediocre. We can't. Like, we have to have high quality elite bookkeepers graduating from Acadian. And so we are considering not offering the clients cohort unless you hit certain milestones. So we're reevaluating that. Right now it's still open to everyone. We're just still reevaluating the program. But so get in while, if this is something you want, then get in now. Okay. Deirdre says, I heard Alaska is beautiful. Yes. I went to Alaska one time before. Many years ago, my mom won a trip to Alaska, and she was disabled, and so she needed a companion. And so I went with her just as her companion, and I never would have gone to Alaska myself. It was not on my bucket list. It wasn't one of those places I wanted to go. It's just that she really wanted to go, and so I just went with her to like take care of her. And oh my gosh, like I stepped off. It was not a cruise. It was we flew there, and I stepped off the plane, and it was like my soul. It was like my soul, like visibly just opened. Like it just the expanse. It was just, yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right. Oh, wow. Jill says, I paid a lot of money on a different bookkeeping course and was over halfway through and realized I didn't know the why behind what I was doing. Acadian Fast Track has taught me so much. I understand why I'm doing all the things. I feel really good knowing I'll be a product of Acadian. Oh, Jill, that's awesome. Brenda agrees. Christina's leaving. Gretel. Oh, you're the one from Yukon. Oh, okay. Probably Skagway cruise go there. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, oops. Clicked the wrong thing. All right, let's see. Ezra also went on a cruise to Alaska. Whale watching, glaciers, icebergs, raptors, and even a train ride in Sitka. I know one of the excursions we're doing is we're going to see bears. That's all. That's all I remember. It's like my friend and her sister wanted to see bears. Okay, whatever. I'm just excited to tag along. All right, I think that's it. I think I've got all of the questions. Man, I keep seeing questions pop up. Christy says, other courses I have purchased just seem to pale in comparison. Aw, thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go grab some lunch. And don't forget, next week, so this is going to be, I won't see you for a while. Next week, I'm going to have to figure it out. It will not be at the regular time next week because I'll be in Canada at an event. I'm going to either pre-record it or do it like super early in the morning. Maybe I'll do it live, and, you know, anybody who's up can join me, but I'll probably just be doing it without you and just like demonstrating. So that's next week. The week after that, July 4th, no call. And then the week after that is when I'm actually going to be in Seattle, on the cruise. And so Lindsay will be here in my place. And then, what else? Don't forget Seattle, July 1st. And we will see you there. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Christopher says, if you sign up for the cohort, they offer significant discounts on the other courses before you check out. Saves a ton of money. I did not even know that. Oh, Lindsay says the newsletter just went out. Excellent. Newsletter has been sent out with replay, so go check it out. Excellent. All right. Woohoo! All right, that's it, guys. You have a fabulous weekend. I can't wait to hear your success stories. Bye-bye.